I'd like to show you something.
The pace when I'm running, I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm
You have to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. I'm happy you're all here, and shout out to my friend, Mr. Tom Connors of Midnight's Edge After Dark for rating. I just want to really quickly, before we get the show rolling, I'm sure you all heard the news. I just want to do a very quick moment of silence for this one show for our friend Clubby, because I know that a lot's been covered about him last week. However, he was a pretty frequent guest on here, so I felt like it definitely was worthy of giving this one last go for our friend. So it'll be about 10 seconds, and we will get this show rolling for Clubby, everyone. All right. How are you all doing tonight? Thank you for being here early. And for those who rated too as well. Yeah, I love seeing this, guys. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely worthy. Absolutely worthy. And then some. Yeah, he really was the Godfather. He really was. As far as comics goes, I could see him having that cigar. Maybe he's giving from up and above. He's talking with Jack. He's maybe also making fun of Zack Snyder movies. It's all around great. It's all around great. But how are you all doing? Let's acknowledge some faces here. Cosmic Vader, Vince Womack commenting is dangerous. Keely Chow, 11 Alpha, Dave C. Yaknamano, Davina Duckworth, Matthew Marzullo, Cavatino, Kevin Raymond, Shay, D-Bud Martin, Phoenix 908, Maddie's Daddy Steve, Mitchum, RJ Godzilla 81, Shadow Chaser, Cosmic Vader. What's up, my buddy Tom Connors, Shadow Chaser. I did Shadow Chaser twice. Jonathan Conroy. I caught myself. Yeah, I caught my own stuff. Mars, Monkey, Max, and Penny. How's it going, Penny? Hello. And of course, Benoit, Juggalo Deathcock, Kingsport, Kel. Hello. What's up, guys? What's up, weirdos, to you, sir? All right, yeah, yes, he did. Like Gary Nerd Rock, I think another one in our crew, D. Bud Martin, Dark Shadow Logan. We had a lot of great guys. Oh, dude, right? They are definitely arguing about John Byrne right now. You know what? I hear Mark Miller actually found out a way to get a hold of John Byrne. He's gonna try to have him on soon for another time. So I hope that conversation happens. So fingers crossed for our man Mark Miller. What's up, Lester? All right, so yeah, Toxic Tuesday, Jean Claude Van Damme. Wow. Kickboxer. Let's bring in our dude. So we got a small show tonight, but we're making diabolical. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be huge. We're bringing in. Oh, before we do, I just remembered. I'm sorry. Tomorrow night. Got no plans? I got you covered. Tomorrow night, will be the 2,000 subscriber party. I'll post that link in the chat so you can put it on your watch later or click on the reminder for tomorrow night. It'll be 9:15 Central tomorrow night. We'll celebrate, and you'll see some of the Toxic Tuesday guys. I'm sure some of the comic shop guys will come on. I'm sure we'll have some of the Mead people. It's gonna be great. So Dick's Division guys, it's gonna be good. Who knows? Maybe we'll have some surprise faces who've never been on as well. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna party. I might get drunk. It's gonna be awesome. So 2K stream tomorrow night over here. So set your watch later or your reminders tomorrow night, 9:15 p.m. Central. I can't wait. Let's have some fun. But until then, we're gonna have fun talking Kickboxer. And yes. Thank you. I think we're already at like 2020 or something like that. So yeah, it's been a good month to me. But we got two dudes to bring in. No Mark D with a seat tonight, but luckily we have a gentleman who was able to pull it in together and flush it all out and said, you know what, I'm gonna make it happen. And he did. And hopefully he had his dinner too.
I did, and I would have somebody else's dinner as well if it was available. Yes, good evening. Hello, everybody. I didn't realize I'd be doing the driving tonight until earlier, but I think we should be okay. Although, who knows what may be in those images? I hadn't had a chance to look through them. So,
remember, we already spoke about what happens, and if I have to, I'll make things change if I have to. So
Jean Claude Van Damme's butt is going to have to be in there somewhere.
Oh, dude. Well, that stays. That's not off limits. That stays. When it's Toxic Tuesday, that stays as far as our show goes. So, and I'm sure he slipped a little bit of mad in there.
I think. Well, he said he had, so let's hope he did. Because I ain't checked it. I've already had my fair share of mutton today. That is correct.
So why don't you tell the world really quickly about who you hung out with today?
I met our good friend Canadian Spider-Man for lunch today, which was nice. Very nice hanging out with him. He's a good guy. We had met once before. He, in fact, was the first person in this whole YouTube thing that I'd ever met in the flesh, so to speak. That must be about 4 years ago or so. But he had an opportunity to meet up today. So that was great. Yeah, it's always good to see him. He's a good guy. Lovely guy. So it's always nice to meet people in person when you get the chance.
Oh, right. No, it always is. It's always cool when you're like, hey, I see you on my screen several times, and now you're in front of me. It reminds me of when I first met Comics Division. So I was with Eric K. And so Eric K was easy to meet because I've only seen his name and we had each other's phone numbers, but I never heard his voice and knew his face. So that was like easy for me to meet him because he picked me up from the airport in Vegas. And then when we went around doing some cruising, we were waiting for Comics Division to land from his flight.
That has a different meaning,
Well, we were cruising and we were toozing. And we were waiting for the Daddy Division. And as we were waiting, Comics finally arrived. And he walked up to the vehicle. He got in the back of the car. And he started talking. And it kind of freaked me out. Because I'm used to hearing his voice in my headphones. And not literally in back of me. So, like, also he spoke. I'm like, oh, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be in my ears talking, not in back of me. So it was actually kind of freaky.
It's kind of weird when you finally meet people in person. We've never yet met in person, Nick. You keep avoiding me.
You're avoiding me.
You should fly out west. I got my tickets to see Judas Priest and Sabaton on the second half of their tour.
Oh, I saw
west. So you should fly out to meet me for that one.
Isn't that in October?
It's October, yes, early October.
And I have Accept and KK's Priest a few weeks before that.
Well, I'm looking for tickets for that too, if they come out west. I'm actually having to go to Billings, Montana to see that gig because they're not playing anywhere closer than that. But I can get there in a day. So
yeah.
It's
no,
worth it. Road trip.
since I've already committed to that first. I know we've already booked for Maiden way back because Maiden's doing Chicago in October as well. If it were, I don't want to say if it were any other time because I say that and somehow Judas Priest always has the worst time of all the bands I love. I don't get it. One day that's going to happen, but
it's believe it or not, I've never seen them before.
see,
it just never happened back in the day for whatever reason. All sorts of things.
We'll
got in the way.
see. I want to. That's
every
hard.
night is Sodom and Dismember for Nick. Every night.
At least I can say I saw Sodom a few months ago in Houston and Texas. If worse comes worse. And one day I will see Dismember because I need to run through Dismember, let them know.
See Dismember, that member, whatever member you like.
Well, I came up with this idea when I heard about them getting back together. And yes, folks, we will talk about the movie, I promise, but I have to get this on my system. So Dismember, for those of you who don't know, they're this death metal band. They're from Sweden. They're known for one of the bands who had the buzzsaw guitar tone. And when I heard about them getting back together, I for some reason thought about Mike Tyson. They're like, what this shit has nothing to do with each other. But the problem is Mike Tyson and Dismember have everything to do with each other. Because Mike Tyson, I heard Mike Tyson get excited in my head when he heard about Dismember getting back together. You know why? Dismember! I can't wait for the Dismember reunion. So now they need to take the Dismember band font. They need to take the Dismember logo and make it Dismember. And with Mike Tyson like celebrating.
Dismember.
Yeah, Dismember. I'm waiting for the Dismember reunion.
Good stuff, mate. Good stuff.
Yeah. Oh, Divas.
No, that's hardcore.
Yeah.
He's getting very hardcore there. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't be showing me up with your finishedness and your Steel Panther there. All right, D-Bud? All right, let's go bring in just another Richard who I actually did meet and we've been talking about for years. And we finally not only did that, but we also had pizza.
Yeah, we did. I'm still recovering from that. that was an absolute blast. I will be honest, Nick. I had more fun getting together with you and going out for pizza than I did at the meetup. Because the meetup was just nuts.
The meetup was outrageous. I had fun, but dude, no.
Oh yeah.
I literally had as much fun just hanging out with you, Mrs. Redshirt, and 5 picoseconds. Just having drinks at the bar right down from our hotel, just chatting and hanging out, being dudes and all. It was great.
It was great.
And then going for pizzeria with Alec Baldwin's Finger and Hayden and oh god, who else? Brahma Bull met up with us, and then Lila Hart showed up, and a few others. It was just absolutely fun, right?
Yeah. Oh, it was. It was a great time.
Good choice of place, by the way. I will still brag about my Plain Jane.
Oh yeah,
cheese to the moon and back.
Yeah,
so
they did that very well.
70s.
Indeed.
I am asking you, without consent, to slide it in.
I will slide it in. I will slide it in. Well, I'll slide this in first. Obviously, this Kickboxer is an important movie to Jean Claude Van Damme, but not quite as important as the one I'm sharing now. It's definitely the most important Jean Claude Van Damme movie of all time.
Well, this does have, if you think about it, my nickname for this movie is called the Jean Claude Van Damme Greatest Hits Package, but of an original story. It has all the JCVD tropes, but within an original story.
Yeah, exactly.
It really is his greatest hits package.
Yeah, but yes, who could have known that great dancing phenomenon would one day become this massive martial arts kick-ass star?
Well,
because this is a very important movie in that progression, of course.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, this is after this point in time, he had already done movies like Bloodsport, like Lionheart. He is a few years away from Hard Target. Obviously, this is also after Double Impact as well. And Kickboxers. Go ahead.
This was actually just before Lionheart, but it was the same year as Cyborg. I'm not sure whether it was released. I'm not sure whether it was released before or after Cyborg, but it was the same. But he done Bloodsport.
Oh,
No Retreat, No Surrender. So he did a few big ones.
But
I was waiting for the link. I kept waiting for the link.
He slipped in the back door.
Yeah, I've been waiting for the link. I kept looking for the link and never saw the link.
It was there the whole entire time.
Oh, the show's already started? So I scroll up and up and up, and there's the link, and I'm like, God damn it. Hi, guys.
Hi, Gerry.
Hi. Hello, Gerry.
See, I like how, sorry, just before Gary starts talking over me, I like how Eric here has his name on his pants, so he remembers that they were his pants when he puts them on. They're not somebody else's, they're his pants. Now Gary can talk.
Did you play the clip that I sent you?
Sent who?
No, I did not play that other clip. I know a clip
because that's clearly like
about.
That they look like a gay couple going on he puts his arm around him and everything. You don't know what their relationship is. It's like weird.
Was that the wild and crazy guy?
Yeah, two wild and crazy guys out of town in Thailand. You can find us some strange.
I will
not
say,
all guaranteed to have vagina.
You mean this clip
might have penis?
Now you know we are two wild and crazy guys.
Which one's Jean Claude Van Damme though?
Dan Aykroyd, obviously.
Matthew Marzil just beat me to it. Well, I was just about to say, yes, he was an actual real life professional. So I will say, in terms of authenticity, it was cool that he got Dennis Alexio to play this character and be his brother, which I call that's the Bloodsport trope. That's the Bloodsport trope. The having the best buddy who is about to get his ass kicked by the guy who will soon be his rival. That's the Bloodsport trope. Once again, we're
this
talking.
This movie is nothing but tropes, Nick. It is cliche,
but it's
cliche.
Like I said, it's the greatest hits JCVD tropes. Right before you got here, I was saying this is the JCVD greatest hits package, but with an original story. Original.
Amazing how they were brothers, but they must have been separated at birth because their accents are completely different.
I know, right? Well, they were raised in different countries.
They had no resemblance to each other either.
I know.
One has like almost like a guy, if he grew out his hair, he'd have like foofy, froey hair. And then Jean Claude Van Damme just has I guess you could say like a regular, normal head of hair.
Yeah. Plus, Eric can't dance. I mean, Jean Claude Van Damme.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
He can't, not only can he not fight like Van Damme, he can fight, but not Van Damme fight. But he doesn't have that. No. He does have the vibrato. He's just like all in.
He knows how to insert the vibrato. That's correct.
Oh no! I remember thinking, "Whoa, there's a Kickboxer movie." Of course, it's just called Kickboxer. You don't need to have a big thought out title. It's called Kickboxer. Simple. Who needs a league? Who needs a thought out there?
As we were saying on Monday Night Meltdown, the Culture Casino remake was called Cockboxer.
Or Cock Knocker.
Cock Knocker.
Yep, Cock Knocker.
Starring Mark Hamill.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He did do that. I forgot about
here we are in Belgium. Here we are in Belgium.
Oh, this is it right here. Yeah. Oh my God, this is so fucking ridiculous. Honestly,
see, that's actually why Van Damme actually is threatening in a fight, because he did do that stuff, and he actually probably do some really strange things with his arms and legs, and you would die and feel awkward because he'd probably get you some weird awkward position, and then he'd kill you right after. But except Mad Mark would like
and do a split while doing it.
Actually, you realize that just on the next canal over, Roger Moore was going along in a boat.
No, seriously.
Yeah, with
No,
the
it's
Florida
just-
sheriff.
Oh, I was like, is my whole life a lie and I missed that?
Yeah.
Oh,
He was
you
in the
actually
next
had me
canal
for a
over.
second.
Roger Moore.
There's no need to go off half cocked.
Indeed.
Bottoms up.
So, even though Van Damme didn't direct the movie, he did, however, get to direct his fights. And you know what? They should have that for like scenes like in current year, like a fight director, because that actually does sound like a job for all the useless jobs that there are nowadays, like secretaries having secretaries, all these weird, dumb positions. A fight director actually makes sense, especially when they get.
It's kind of a mistake to just hire in a choreographer and not listen to them for how to do a scene. Prime example of that is the first season of Archer. There are 3 episodes with action scenes that were just terrible because the director told the fight choreographer what to do instead of the other way around. And I do believe, I agree with you on that, Nick. They should be, when they hire a choreographer, they should be in charge of setting up the scenes for the fight scenes and directing.
Because that actually seems like a position where there would be
Mad makes an appearance.
that actually seems like a job that actually does have importance and it does add something to the movie. And I feel like that would help with, especially with a lot of fight scenes nowadays that feel a lot more fake, especially with CGI starting to really hit the plummeting levels. I feel like that would really help enhance a lot of those scenes all over again.
But they got to get the credit. This goes back to like when Dale Dye he directed all of the combat scenes for Saving Private Ryan and got none of the credit for it.
So, Gary, you can tell us all about these bars because you must have been in all of them, especially that one with the trans line.
Only that one. That's the one with the girls. What do they call them? Shimalis?
Yeah,
lady boys.
Shimele.
Is that for real?
Shimele.
Oh yeah.
It's like I got so excited. I went, hey, I got one of those.
So Jean Claude Van Damme did get a co-writer credit on this. So I don't know whether he wrote. I don't know how much he wrote, or whether it was just the fight stuff that he.
Yeah,
he wrote all the tropes.
You know what? I believe that. Someone said, anything that was a typical Jean Claude Van Damme thing that happened, he wrote that part. Anything that's
he's
original.
a big Stallone Schwarzenegger fan, and he just went to all their films and said, I want this, I want that, I want that in there.
Every movie must be like this. Anything else is shit. I can't hear. That's how he would say it too, in slow motion, with that and with the pause between is and shit. He would have that pause. It would be great. Here is training his brother that's not his brother, and man, that is peak 80s with those same shots. Seriously.
Yep.
Look at how cropped my top is.
See, his brother, that's not his
here we
brother.
go.
He kind of just looks like an 80s porn star if you think about it. Like with the stash and all too. Seriously, he's got the porno stash. And he just looks like almost like a Boy Scout compared to him. Like, oh hey, look at me. I'm all normal.
Now, he tried to break into Stallone's. You guys know that.
Who, Van Damme?
Yeah. He wanted to meet Stallone so badly. Climbed the fence, scared the shit out of his wife back. I can't remember who he's married to back then, but scared the shit out of her.
Was he married to Sharon Stone?
I don't know.
Or
it was an S name. I remember that. It was an S name.
I'm mistaking her for somebody else. Chad, please correct me. I'm mistaking her for someone else.
I just got a text message from somebody watching the show. They said it was Sasha. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Czack. Jack, whatever it was.
Jack.
Oh, Bridget Nielsen. Thank you, Putin's cat. That's what I meant to say. Bridget Nielsen. I was gonna say if it's Bridget Nielsen.
That was earlier.
Oh, Before Stallone had his marriages in line. Okay.
Yeah, this was a lesser known woman he was married to. It was what was it again? Hold on, let me look at the message.
I don't know. At least he didn't go through as many like divorces
Sasha-
as J-Lo did.
Sasha Jacques.
Sasha
CZACK.
That sounds like a Sean Connery term. Sasha Jacques.
Yeah, a name
Sasha
that was
Jacques.
meant just for Connery to say. I'd like to get
Yes.
you in the shack.
You know, I always knew Eric Sloan, Van Damme's not brother, was always going to get his ass kicked. But I didn't think he was going to get plummeted the way that
he got baned.
Like, dude, perfect. He got baned. Like, unlike in Bloodsport, like, they were somewhat fight, but this is no fight whatsoever at all. And like the fact that you see this kick where he's kicking the pillar, and that actually becomes the trope of the movie is, can you kick a pillar? That becomes a trope.
I have that clip.
You know how you do? Oh, sweet.
Yes.
Because it's so
Pump it up.
bass. Yeah, listen to that bass on that when he's kicking it. Like the building's going to come down.
Yeah, he's terrified.
Fuck.
To be fair, I kind of be too.
By the way, you know who that is. He's not even Asian. He's
Oh,
Arab.
yes,
No, it's
I'm
Michael
aware. He's
Casey.
not. They
Michael
made
Casey.
his skin
Moroccan.
look like that. Mikkel Quissy. I
will say
Mikkel?
Kissy, but I don't know for sure.
I think it's
Mikkel?
Kesey.
Mikkel Kesey. That sounds really gay. But no, regardless of his name, we'll just say guy that's Tong. We'll just say Tong Po because that's Tong Po.
They wouldn't. Would they be able to do that now? Because he wasn't Asian, but they passed him off as he was Asian. I mean,
Yeah, they wouldn't do that shit today. Well, it's the
No.
same thing with Remo Williams, casting a Broadway actor, white Jewish Broadway actor to play a Korean.
yeah, they actually
Okay for the 80s, not today.
I don't recall at the time, but apparently they actually promoted the film that Tong Po was the real guy. Like they didn't give the name of the actor.
Oh,
Does
yeah,
They
he's
said he
right.
was playing himself.
Yeah.
He actually
Yeah.
does
Tong Po
look
is
like
himself.
a real kickboxer.
Yes, as
like,
himself. Yeah.
all right.
Gotta remember
Right.
that shit.
Yeah. I mean, that's why not?
Yeah.
I just love that they gave him the actual due. That where he's got the rest of his head bald, he's got that long hair piece and back, and he's got the height too. Like he actually does look like he's a Thai kickboxer. They nailed the appearance, even though he was not actually Thai. The fact that they gave him that appearance, I was just like, geez, man. And he's a freaking machine. Actually, when I was a kid, when I first saw this, for some reason, I thought a little bit about Goro from Mortal Kombat, except with 2 arms instead of 4. You guys know who Goro is
Yeah.
from Mortal Kombat? He kind of has that Goro thing going on. Like I was just like,
the other thing is, and I don't know if you guys noticed that his previous film Bloodsport had Bolo Yeung in it, and that's who I thought was going to be playing this guy when I first saw the trailer on TV. And then I looked closer, I'm like, oh, who the hell is that? And and I think they were trying to make him look like him.
He was the guy who went up against Bolo and got his leg broken in Bloodsport.
In Bloodsport, that's right.
Yeah,
When
and
Frank-
in Kickboxer
Frank-
Vengeance, he has a brief cameo as a prisoner who remarks, "You forgot about me?" as Van Damme walks past his cell.
Oh shit!
all right,
I don't remember that.
I got some agreeers on Goro.
Oh,
That's good to
better
know.
than that. In Lionheart, he played Mustafa, who alongside another
Yes.
Legionnaire is trying to bring Leon back from America back to Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, God,
that's where you see him as not being made up to be Thai,
Mm-hmm.
because he doesn't look anything like his character in Lionheart at all.
Dearest, who's been a member for 7 months, thank you, sir, says, why does Jean Claude look like he is jerking out this guy? Well, we never said that he wasn't.
Well, it gets worse. I'll tell you this: when he gets him in a clinch in the ropes, it looks like he's humping the shit out of him.
Yeah.
When he's throwing those knees to his chest, it looks more like they're having like consensual foreplay.
Oakley, I good to see you, but I disagree on Bloodsport. I still love Bloodsport. Though it isn't my favorite Van Damme. I love it, though. Absolutely love Bloodsport. But we're going to talk about my favorite. What?
I do too. I agree.
Good. Yeah, homie,
like
dude.
Bloodsport.
Yeah. No, this was the not only was this the Bloodsport trope, but this is also the Rocky IV trope, except without the death. Because think about it, there was another tall guy who had a greater reach around, and he just
reach around.
I can't believe I said so like sparingly. And then until you mentioned it, I'm like, oh, hold on, I actually said it like that. Like,
so
I was
they're
so
dancing
nonchalant about it.
They're doing some dancing there.
Well,
yeah, here's where he gets him up against the rope, and it's like, are they scissoring? What the fuck are they doing?
He looks wowed by it. He looks like he wants to see more.
I went in on that.
They're crossing the streams for sure.
My brothers and I do everything together.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me of my 10-second country song I wrote in when I was 19. And I know I cannot play guitar, but I wrote one lyric and that was my song. It was, please don't touch my brother. That's my job. That's it. That's the song. Please don't touch my brother. That's my job. That's it. There's nothing else to that. And that's what that was the story of their lives here. He doesn't like when Tong Po does it, but it's okay when we do it. Sounds kind of like politics.
Yeah, nobody goes broke back on my brother but me. Uh-oh, I broke him again.
You said that the worst time as I was drinking my Red Bull.
See, Tong Po's going to get confused because his pants have got Siam written on them, so he won't know. Like,
is that what he's got on his fucking pants?
Who are these?
There's so many illegal moves in this match because the game is rigged for Tong Po. Tong Po is like a dictator who could fight. If you think about it, he was a dictator who actually could fight. Unlike most dictators who need everyone to fight for them, Tong Po's like the dictator who actually could fight.
And here's the coup de grace.
Oh,
yes. That Bane moment. I will break you.
Yeah,
and like, this was just like again, Rocky IV, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I will break you.
And I know, arguably, this is kind of worse. Granted, I know death, I'm sure, sucks. I've never been dead. I wouldn't know. But the fact that he has to live with being paralyzed, like the fact that he can't like escape that, it's just like, okay, it's over, done with, the pain's over. But he's stuck being in a wheelchair for the rest of his life with that shit. And all because he didn't listen to his brother, Kurt Sloan. All he had to do was listen, and to be fair, Eric was really cocky. Like, yes. Really, like he was like, he almost like he kind of walked himself into it. No pun intended, but he kind of set himself up for disaster. He didn't do any like proper homework into the guy. He just decided, well, it's a different type of fight.
Cocky,
yeah, he was the kind of the embodiment of what happened when you let your confidence get to you, and it's no longer confidence anymore. He was kind of being arrogant, even admittedly, but of course, Kurt looked past that because that was his brother. As far as letting him do it, just dude, come on. But
also used to fights where people abided, roughly speaking, by the rules, as opposed to just street fighting, as they mentioned earlier. It's not street fighting.
Table. Thanks for dropping in.
And the belt that Eric has, the belt that Eric has is the ISKA, or International Sport Karate Association, for the heavyweight championship. It's a real championship, and the actor Alexio has had held during his fighting career. The belt, however, is not modeled after the belt. But what you have here is a karate champion up against a kickboxer, and he may have thought he's a kickboxer. This will be, I'll have techniques that he hasn't faced. And in the end, it didn't matter. So that may be part of the source of his overconfidence. You know, that he was a karate master and was a world champion in karate, but karate doesn't necessarily counter kickboxing and vice versa. And the other guy is just so big.
You know,
it didn't last long.
It's a good thing Chuck Norris ended up not doing this movie and play Kurt Sloan, because the movie would have ended by now. Like, he would watch his brother get paralyzed, and then he would just went in there and freaking mollywopped Tong Po's ass and gave it to him, and it would have been done. And that's the end of the movie. Then you had no Kickboxer movie, because that's how Chuck Norris finished his business.
Nick,
Chuck
he's
Norris
using your slogan.
It's just,
What's your line?
Imagine saying you had the fastest wheels in Bangkok. Like, what a statement.
I've got another problem is the substandard ambulance service and medical service.
Yeah. And by the way, I don't know if you knew this when you mentioned that with Chuck Norris, but Chuck Norris was originally supposed to star as Kurt Sloan. And then they gave it to Jean Claude Van Damme.
Well, they only had to pay him half as much. He's a lot shorter.
Yeah.
Eric K for $2. What's up, Eric? Says, "Hail, you beautiful people."
Hail, Eric.
Nice to see Eric.
Hail,
And
Eric.
of course, he says that while covering my face.
That's a big improvement. Just leave that there.
Yeah, leave it there.
Easy. Yeah, dude, I was like, oh man, is he gonna go fucking Macho Man on his ass? Like, bro, he can only do so much, man. He's just the doc. At a time when doctors were actually doctors, you know, they were actually trying to solve your problem, not make them your freaking customer nowadays.
Right.
Yeah. Ugh. But now the only thing that this needed more for when he gets to his training. He could have used more fist pumping music. And now, Gary, I'm not talking about that.
Not the dance music. I get you.
I'm talking about the actual, like, go crazy, you know, rock out to some Motorhead.
Some heavy metal. Exactly. No, I agree with you.
Yes, absolutely.
Because
some screaming guitar.
They do give him good training scenes. I think I thought that now, I'm not a kickboxer, so I have nothing to base off of whether it's accurate or not. But as far as in service of a Jean Claude Van Damme movie where fuck logic happens, I can roll with this. But they should have given a better soundtrack.
A better soundtrack.
It felt way that's one of my few complaints. It feels really chill from here up until some of the unfortunate stuff that happens involving Tong Po. Oh, sorry, no, up till the dance. But it's necessary. That's the thing. Like, it's just a bit more quieter here, where it could use a more upbeat soundtrack, because it's like, okay, well, you got Tong Po, you set up
screaming guitar. No, absolutely.
You set up a great adversary, and you make it. You did a good job making him feel threatening. You know, obviously, Sloan needs to get revenge for his brother, and the stakes were set, the pacing was set, and also he's the butt of the town too. And I like that they actually brought him to town. But yeah, they should definitely. That's probably the one thing that they could have fixed on was the music for these quieter scenes. Because this is from when it's like 20 or 25 minutes in the movie into like 50, 55. Because the pace is slower, but definitely needed something to keep it bumping.
Now I would have point out another thing that's really, I think, the thing that sells this movie is because Chuck Norris wouldn't have worked in this film would have flopped. But you got Jean Claude Van Damme doing what he does best, which is he likes to mimic Bruce Lee when he does contact. When he does contact, he does this power pose, overflex, oiled up, and does the dramatic face expressions.
Trust you to
totally
notice that.
Stolen from Bruce Lee. What's that, Brian?
Trust you to notice the oiled up.
Yeah, oiled. Well, of course I know.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Just kidding, man. So.
You know, I'm half gay. I don't know which half, but half of me's gay.
I've got to say,
what's the other half? Because I don't think it's all being straight.
Yeah, he's gay for himself.
One page from it.
So, look, this is what I like about this movie. Jean Claude Van Damme's first move for training purposes is to go to a strip bar. Well played.
Yes.
This is how you get into training. This is how you get into condition.
Wow.
And by the way, I love Winston, the character Winston.
Yeah.
It's
absolutely.
so off, like out there on some parts of it. But I still, this guy, I don't know what his name is, but Gary's back. F is gay. That's it.
That
Thank
is
you, D-Bud.
that. Yeah, that
Okay.
Winston was played by Haskell V. Anderson III.
Great name.
Okay, Chuck
Yes.
Norris had flops, but however, his flops were unfairly flops. He had
Mhm.
great movies that just happened to be flops. Like
Silent
the-
Rage
like
was a
Missing-
flop, but I love
Dude,
that movie.
Missing in Action 3 was a great sequel. Flopped.
Yeah.
I freaking love it. Fuck those bastards for getting it wrong, not singing it. It's not
He's
my fault
drinking
that
Perrier water there. Let's come on.
Yes.
Where's the beer?
But my absolute favorite Chuck Norris is Lone Wolf McQuade. Always will be.
Oh, dude, Lone Wolf McQuaid. I think I'm going to go with Invasion USA because that is one of those movies where they probably wrote about. They probably wrote the dialogue as they went along, and then they said that they wrote a 1-page essay on, okay, this is where the action is going to take place, and we'll write the dialogue around it. And then there's your movie. Sidekicks, yeah. Yes, I see. You guys getting it. Sidekicks. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, no.
We just
That's something we still have yet to cover too. We'll have to do that
we
one soon.
know that Winston's very, very, very much a survivor and he's a cynic, but we find out with the conversation in the van on the way up here why he's helping Van Damme. So he's like, yeah, I'm making up for something that somebody I didn't help before. But hey, I found him for you, but you got to convince him to train you.
Oh yeah.
And by the way, don't provoke him. There he already has. He's in his trap. And I just love this guy.
I love this trainer. He is
Yeah.
not only filled with like Zen-like behavior, but he also
Yes.
had humor to him too. So even though he gave Kurt Sloan a hard time, he had a dash of humor to it, which I thought was really magic. And he was that way not just towards him, but to everyone. He always had that, even towards the bad guys that are on the movie. I'm like, oh, this guy is awesome. He has a.
Did you guys see this on TV or in the theater?
Oh, I was 2 when this movie
That's
came
not
out.
VHS.
I saw it in the theater, and one thing you'll notice, and especially if you watch it in HD, is there's a lot of makeup on Chan to make him look older, where they enhance the lines on his forehead and around his eyes and shit.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird looking when you really see it. It's like,
How'd you like that knife shoved up your ass?
In the ass?
I wouldn't like that at all.
oh, maybe I
He-
would.
he reminds me with the unrelenting training, but the sense of humor that he brings to it. Actually, it's been mentioned.
It's a
but
little
he reminds
Yoda.
me of Chun. No, he reminds me of Chun
Oh,
in
from
Remo
yeah,
Williams.
the one I brought up earlier. Yeah.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
again, they took a white guy to make him Asian.
Yes, I know.
So can I just clarify something here about Jean Claude Van Damme's character? We know he can dance, but he's
Yes.
not a fighter. He's not really a fighter.
No,
Not
he's not.
heavily
He's
into
not a full-on fighter. He actually
No.
has to practically become an overnight fighter in canon logic.
Right. So lots of montages required, obviously, because we need a montage to become something.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I think-
he has to
I think
become
what-
an actual fighter and make us believe that he can actually do it because
Right.
his brother was the actual champion. He wasn't
He
just
can
a fighter;
move,
he was the damn
but he can't fight.
champion.
When he was sparring with his brother and he did 3 kicks to the side of his brother's head, and his brother said, No. Nobody fights with that tap stuff. You need power.
Mhm.
So I get the impression he was a light contact karate expert, but never actually was involved in a karate bout where you didn't
Right.
pull the punch or the kick. So he's basically it's a very formalized type of dancing.
Yeah.
When you do
clearly,
light contact.
Redshirt, what's important here though is the correct selection of montage. 'Cause if you
Yes.
select the
Oh, of
wrong
course.
montage, you won't be able to fight as well.
Mhm.
Yes.
He got the right
And
montage.
everybody needs a montage.
And by the way, this fight scene is absolutely ripped off from the opening scene with Bruce Lee when he arrives.
And which Bruce Lee movie?
The Big Boss.
Oh, I haven't watched The Big Boss in a long damn
Good film, dude.
time.
film.
We
Those
we
eggs
might
are
have to
gonna
do
be
that one
ruined.
soon. We might
Those
have
eggs are gonna be ruined.
That's right. What a waste.
Yeah.
Always the food gets destroyed.
Yep.
Yeah, but hey,
That chicken worked so hard to squirt that out.
Exactly.
I love that he was just getting his whole test in order to get proper training to get Xian, right? That's his name, Xian. His
Yeah.
trainer was
Jean.
just go get me
Jean.
go shopping for me. He's just
Yeah.
like, you're serious? That's your big ask. And of course he fucks a few guys up, but little does he realize that he's also making it worse for the lady he latches onto quickly, who's not Tia Carrera. So I was
Yeah,
like,
Rochelle Shauna is hot.
Yeah.
Is
She is.
see, Hollywood was more diverse back then. It really was. It's like at this point, like they had all these types of people in all these movies in notable roles and very important roles at that. I
Yeah.
mean, our man here, with top hat and all, he ends up playing more of an important part than you would think. Well, you think he's just being a guy who's there to assist them. Oh no, he gets down on some heavy artillery later on, and it's
Yeah.
great. It's freaking
Yeah.
awesome.
Well,
And by the way, do you-
as
I'm sorry.
as Xian says to his niece at one point when she's complaining that, he I'm going to have to pay for this, with the two guys he beat up. And he says, well, I can't get away with that, but the American can. And he gives her a smile. And he's obviously very happy that Kurt has busted up the two collectors, who are coming for their protection money from her store. He's like, oh, I approve.
By the way, do you know how you can tell that this isn't actually in Thailand?
Because they
It's
actually
Hong
shot
Kong
it
Chinese.
in
Because
Thailand.
if you've ever listened to Thailand, women from Thailand, it's one of the most annoying sounds in the world. Them talking.
So did you know? But Gary, did you know at the time they were women, or were they perhaps the Shamalis?
Well, it's the same. They talk the same.
It's a very,
Very
different
annoying.
language. I mean, it's all. This was filmed a lot of it in Hong Kong with Hong Kong Chinese
Isn't
cast.
Rob
So it's very
Altus
different
from
language. and
Thailand,
accent.
the guy who listens to a lot of our channels, Rob Altus. I think he's from Thailand, or he lives there. I don't know if he's from or lives there, but I think he. If you're out there, Rob, let us know. But I thought I remember him being from Thailand. This will make run faster.
Yeah, the majority. The key exterior locations, the temples, the Bangkok streets and nightlife, the Thai boxing school and stadium, that's in Thailand. Those were locations, but the majority of the movie was shot in Hong Kong. And his house was at Xing Feng Studios. So that was a back lot.
Nowadays, this would be shot in a studio completely on green screen, and they would say it takes place in Thailand. It would and Thailand would look mint condition everywhere you went.
Yep,
everywhere you went.
All the white actors would be digitally altered to be Asian.
Yes.
Yep. I hate saying it, but it's true. Like this guy, Tom Paul, he's dangerous. He's very dangerous.
Tubuku.
No, I like that they went for the angle because it almost, who else he reminds you of? So he's got a little bit of the Drago, but he's also got a little bit of like a Kingpin Wilson Fisk element. Guy who runs a town, but when he needs to, he can be the one that fights as well because Kingpin can fight, but you wouldn't think Kingpin can. So I feel like Tong Po definitely has that because think about it, he has the whole game rigged around how this stuff operates, how the kickboxing fights go. He has all the people in this.
He's
pocket.
sort of the leader of this gang. Then is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So he's a little bit of a gangster. Yeah, he's and think about it. There's all these people who he has making sure that they bet in his favor. It's a total gangster element to it. And once again, I thought that was a thing that people overlook that because I've watched a few things on this movie and that seems like a kind of an overlooked thing. I'm like, there's more layers to this character. Sure, he's not like a deeply complex character, nor does it need to be. But I like the fact that he's not just the guy who obviously hurts his brother, but man, the fact that he has the power that he does, like he's more powerful in more ways than one.
Well, he's a protege of a gangster who is the guy who was sending the guys to her store to collect protection money.
Yes.
So he's a racketeer. And then he has a boss that he borrows money from to bet on the eventual fight. So yeah, you got 3 different layers of a criminal organization. You have the hitter at the bottom. He's, Tumpo is the guy who wins the matches. And then there's an organization around him that makes sure people are betting on this and that's a money-making operation, so they can bend the rules and they bribe the referees or whatever. But then you see the hierarchy above him later in the film. But the whole thing is organized crime. He's just part of it. But that's what they've stumbled into.
This is a really notable comment that I never put in perspective from D. Shable. So it's kind of funny. The training montage for Bloodsport is not very long, but covers years. He's right. I never actually.
Well, it should cover years, but I don't think they convey that in the film.
Honestly, I felt like they did. Kickboxer feels like a long training montage, but covers. Yeah, dude.
It would take a couple years to build up calluses.
Yeah,
kicking that tree.
Yeah, it would.
Well, he also had to develop extra ass muscle for his ass because he has an arm move where he has to show it off. So it's not just about the calluses. Gerry. Oh,
why is he directing that at me? Jesus Christ, he's covering my face for God's sake.
Yeah,
are you happy enough, Jesus?
I bet the
going
chat,
after me,
not the panel, Gerry.
Yo, Eric, it's not the first time someone's pulled a weapon on me. The wrench.
Whittle the palm tree. I'm sure if I went outside right now to go try to kick a palm tree, granted there's no palm tree in my state.
No, it'd break your fucking shins, dude.
I would like
yeah.
Hip fracture right there, my friend.
There could be only one, Nick.
Oh man, yeah.
Can you say green stick fracture? Sure, I knew you could.
Green stick fracture. No, the land around this area, it looks cool. I mean, that's because it came from a place of once again, authenticity. Yeah, but the motivation was perfectly timed here because, yeah, kicking a freaking palm tree is hard as shit. But the fact that he's just like, oh, if I'm gonna break my leg, I might as well go all the way with it because you mentioned my brother.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
right. Cavatino Che would know because he did the same thing with his dick, or so he told me.
It was almost like he found his inner Nicolas Cage and got motivated to kick that tree. I'm gonna kick this tree. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be huge.
Selling it to himself.
You better watch out.
It's all very well until the tree kicks back.
Yeah.
Smack.
Yeah.
This
is one of the more memorable.
Could you not have started him on some twigs first or worked their way?
Yeah. Can I just clear the brush first? Yeah. Oh, Jean is absolutely takes no excuses or anything from him. It's really just my way or the highway. All the way through this.
His time.
He doesn't have to do this training. He's retired.
Exactly.
He's retired to a point when they find out that he's training Kurt. People are shocked because, like, hold up, he's training again. Like, that's a thing. Because he passed his prime in that regard.
Exactly.
And by the way, the whole stretching thing is kind of funny to me because
I'm sure it is funny to you.
When he's getting tension, the first time he does it was right after a scene where he clearly can split further when he threw a kick. He threw a high kick. up.
Oh
at
yeah,
the
when he
beam.
kicked up,
And
when
I'm
he
like,
kicked high up.
he was practically flat then. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
They should have shown that later.
That's
Did you
probably the
EFAP
best
that scene at
acting
home?
Jean Claude Van Damme did in the whole movie was pretending that hurt.
That's right. It's the sort of thing Gary does for fun.
Yeah.
This
You
is what
act like
this
he's
is
joking.
This is your
He's having
favorite
time.
position, Gary, isn't it?
This is Mad Mardigan's EFAP shot right here. Mad puts
My
his-
favorite is when I use
Mad makes Mauler look like a freaking sprinter when he puts this scene on ultra slow. Just that one single shot. Oh man, you know, I swear I had not had any coughing until this stream today. I swear. It was fucking
You know
Gerry.
what? I there's a good comment there in the chat, and I have to tell you, I've never gotten lost in the forest, but I've lost a few forests in my ass.
Oh wow. Holy crap, Gerry.
Set me up
that
a joke,
was-
I'll run with it. I'll do it.
Oh, I know you'll run. What? You're a runner.
I'm not ashamed.
Hold on. You're a run around with a forest in your ass? Are you Joe Biden? Like, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh,
He-
dude,
He's because he keeps
he's so,
pooping himself.
he was
Dude.
so proud of himself there when he managed to not to collapse when the first coconut hit him, and then
This
it turns out he's got a second one, and he drops that. And the look on his face as it's coming down, and then we cut to the hospital room. We don't see it hit him.
I love in that quick moment. I don't know if you want to put a pause on it, so just real quick. But at that hospital, Eric, on a wheelchair, he smacked the lady's ass who was talking
Yes.
about them. And the I don't know if he was like a nurse or doctor with him. He laughed at it. The guy who's her worker, her co-worker, laughed at it.
Different days then.
I was
Different-
just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
wow. He laughed at it. Nowadays, if he laughed about that, he would get fired.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
by the way, you guys know that people die from coconuts every year, 150
Really?
You
average.
should never try and eat the whole coconut
All
at
from-
once. That's the problem.
Yeah, at once you're just asking for it. No, they fall on them and kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That and durian fruit,
Oh,
and then then they can't have an open casket because you stink.
Mm.
and Stephen Mack is not wrong because we get another classic gay CVD trope incoming.
My
And
favorite.
Tell you.
Dude.
Yeah.
Answer.
dude, the dancing trope.
He is so hot here.
Oh.
He gets two women to dance with him.
I love the looks that all the Asian guys are like giving him right now. It's like
Dude, they're
it's like now you know how the Vietnamese felt.
Oh, they're spiteful shit. So okay.
Mhm.
I got a clip to share with you guys. So a few years ago, he was asked, and I'm gonna mute it because I don't want to get hit with a claim. But he was asked on Conan O'Brien if he still had the moves. Well, I figured, you know what, and worst comes worst, I still get hit for the visual. I'll let you guys be the judge, and you can decide together as one if he
Okay.
still has the moves. So, and we're just gonna talk over it, all right? Because let's say I purposely put it on mute. But here's our boy. Yeah. This so it was posted 9 years ago, but I don't know if it actually was in 2015. Oh,
He's still
yeah.
doing it. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Oh, just look at the
Oh my God,
movie.
they got
Look at the
them.
guys like the movie. Yeah. Oh,
Hold
God,
up.
that's
Hold
funny.
up. I did not remember them actually having guys
No.
who were acting spiteful.
It's got the same guys.
Oh my God. Oh, and Vince Womack, you are right. Eagles drop turtles to kill them and break them open, and they'll drop them on people. And it's not just those. clams and shit like that.
Yeah.
Anything with shell. Oh my God, this is going to be a fight. This is awesome. Or a dance
if
off.
only.
Will it be a dance off?
It's a dance off. Got to be.
Come on, let's have a dance off. Let's have a
They
dance off. That would
gotta
be badass. Nope, it's a fight.
Yeah, it's a fight.
Aw. Aw.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
On a live
Our
show, that's
man's-
great. That's great,
Yeah.
man.
Our man still has it. You guys don't. I need to see the chat. Let me know if we got hit with that one because I don't know what Conan O'Brien's whole spiel is about clips being played, even if it was sparsely. But you never know. But at least in case you're watching the replay, we played a Conan clip of him doing the kickboxer dance, reinterpreting.
Nope, they didn't
it
interrupt it.
for-
It's still going.
No, it's still going.
So, well, in case it gets removed for a copyright claim or anything. So, in case that's just saying, so you all know. Oh yeah, Poonscat's right. It was right. So he must have been promoting Expendables 2 because he was in them, and we still haven't talked Expendables 2.
Who's the bad guy?
Yeah, he was in it, and so was Chuck Norris. So okay, look, we can now get back to the proper dancing. Oh, look at that face. He's just
Some
like,
face.
oh,
He's got an
Ooh.
O face, man. A real O face.
Yes.
that is the O face of the gods. There's going to be
Wait.
There certainly is going to be a price to pay.
Yeah. 'Cause
And
he
keep
doesn't
in
re-
mind,
Go ahead.
keep in mind, while he's doing this dance, he's supposed to be 3 sheets to the wind, toasted, because his trainer's been plying him with that fire water
Getting
or
him
whatever
drunk,
it was.
That's right. And
Yeah.
he's also whispering into everybody's ears. He thinks you all can't fight.
Yeah, exactly. He's going around the he's going around the bar and telling these people he doesn't think you can fight.
Flying or plowing?
Plying.
So Phantom Monster wrote that dance. Van Damme does his trigger. It makes him angry. He inside them. Oh yeah, of course. He was showing them. No, he's like, these ladies are mine. Oh, and now he shows them that not only after he dances, but he freaking beats the crap out of all of them in basically their backyard. So
Well, it's the friction against his groin that makes him want to fight.
Nope.
What?
He's got a paintbrush.
I know, right?
That's what it looks like.
It does.
Big little paintbrushes.
This is true. 11 Alpha. Expect. Yeah, he was the villain named Bill. That's true. He was the villain. I love it when things like that happen in the movies. Yeah, villain.
Yeah.
He's pissed off a K-pop band here. That's what it is.
And then here's another Van Damme trope: the wide eyes, the widescreen
Yes.
eyes, the widescreen eyes, and he's
Well, that's the stuff he stole from Bruce Lee. He would make the noises and he would do the power poses.
But
whenever he makes contact.
But Bruce Lee doesn't wide eye.
Well, he's Asian.
I know. So he has to. He has the wide eye. So yes, he got the scream from the Lee, but the eyes.
Scream in the pose. Yeah, but the eyes are all him.
That's a Van Daminator trope. Ooh, I like that Van Daminator. That's a good name.
Yeah. The eyes wide, the mouth open.
Even though there was like straight to video sequels or whatever, he actually was supposed to do an actual official sequel about 8 or 9 years ago, and I don't know what happened. I think he had Dave Bautista involved in it, and I know he's a bit of a mixed bag as far as movies go, but I would like to have seen what he would have done, you know, because the other movies were not ones with him involved. That's why to me those types don't count. It's kind of like when straight to video movies as sequels to me are like, that's fan fiction, and usually most of the time really bad fan fiction, the embodiment of the cash grab. But I would actually like to see what he would have done. Like, would he have been a trainer? I'm trying to think who would have been a young guy at the time we had trained, or would he have just been the old guy coming out of retirement, kind of like Rocky VI, aka Rocky Balboa? What could have been for a proper Kickboxer sequel because he announced it in everything, full cast, and then it just didn't happen.
Yeah,
it's tragic. Van Damme, make it happen. Come on, do
He
it.
would have to be the trainer now.
yeah.
But who would he train though nowadays?
It's best it would be somebody unknown, probably.
It probably would have to, because I can't think of a name that would have the spark. Maybe, to be fair, it could be someone that is around that I haven't seen him in the right movie to know, but nothing comes to my mind as who would be the one to do it. I hate saying that. I don't feel good because I want to be stars. If he were alive, I would say Brandon Lee. But we all know how that story ended. Oh, God, Eric, you say Ezra Miller. He would kill Ezra Miller.
Elliot Page.
Miller. Oh!
If we're going to go there.
Those are both good, by the way. Ezra Miller and Elliot Page. Real Way Nation says I miss his Gerry joke. I will go for it. Gerry is better than Conan. Show hands down. Well, yeah. No, I mean, I have no disrespect to Mr. O'Brien. I love a lot of his early Simpsons episodes that he had a lot of writing credits towards. So
he was pretty good for a ginger.
Yeah, he's still rocking
soulless ginger.
What do you got against gingers, Gerry?
Nothing. I love gingers. Mostly because they're soulless.
Oh, it's nice to see our buddy get his first win in. It lets you know, see, he got a fight. You'll get to say he rushed to it. He got his one fight in before he got to go to the main event. I was shocked for the main event that they actually went with a smaller, more almost like a DIY event. You guys know what those are, DIY events where there's like no security. It's more almost like it's kind of like when you're going to, God, I'm trying to think of the word here, like an underground layer, like a black market. Black market. It's kind of like they're going to a black market fight rather than making a more mainstream fight. You would think with the caliber of Tong Po and the fact that he's facing the guy's brother, Kurt Sloan, you would thought they would kind of made it on like a bigger scale, kind of like, once again, Rocky IV. They put it in Russia. Instead of this, they made it smaller, which I was shocked to see. I don't think it hurts the fight anyway. I like the intimate setting because of all the cool, dangerous, items in their surroundings. But I was kind of shocked at that move because don't you feel like that fight would have been kind of like in real life? That would have been a fight on a bigger scale.
Well, I think that was yeah. Well, I think it was probably that was almost like a private party. You had to be a high roller to even be told about it. Is the kind of thing, because they had no intention of using of official rules. They went back to the old way
with the glass fists and everything.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that was set up as a the mob guys decided they were just going to bring in the big timers who bet lots of money, and they were going to get the invitation to come to a private match where they'd bet a lot of money. And because hey, wait a minute, how many bookies at a fight are going to lay off $1 million bet? I'm sorry, that's not your usual bet. So for them to do that was pretty much everybody was there by arrangement, is the way I saw it. And it was a setup. It was entirely a setup. They had no intention of giving him a fair fight.
Hold on, guys.
Was this the meat tied to the leg?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I love this.
That's actually based on, according to IMDb, that was based on a training session that he did when he was studying karate. it's similar to, but the idea was that he was told to put on one of those attack dog training suits. And his karate instructor set a trained dog loose on him, and his job was not to hit the ground with a, like a German Shepherd or a, Malinois or something hanging on him to keep, and he had the bite suit on, so he wasn't going to get injured by the dog, but his job was to stay on his feet. So this was based on that as a training exercise. Here, tie this piece of this steak. This will make you run faster. My dog's going to chase your butt.
Before this movie gets really darkly serious, we need to play some funny shit.
You guys aren't going to start sucking each other's dicks, are you?
You have the biggest dick I've ever seen on a man.
Because, well, unfortunately, obviously, Mr. What's his name? Tong Po does some very nefarious deeds to try to get to Kurt on an emotional level. And because what's her face? Miley is such a sweetheart of a lady. She should have told him, but she was worried that it would be his downfall, which if you actually think about it, that's actually a very logical thing. That's actually that actually makes sense. Like, why, even though she should have told him, and he found out the worst time possible, it is actually a very logical move. Why? Because things like that can, especially before a fight, like that's the type of stuff that could consume you. And the last thing you want to do is go in a fight like this, especially with Tong Po, going so fired up that you, no sexual pun intended, you blow your wad early, and then you end up ultimately getting your ass kicked anyways. That's the worst way of going into this type of fight. He needed to play the long game for this fight. Yeah. And it seems like she knew that. It's clear that she knows how he fights a little bit. So in order for her to, handle the situation how she did, because in an ideal time, she should have told. And I'm so glad they did not Death Wish 2 this scene. I'm so glad they did not, because I actually was kind of concerned that they were, because the fact they're giving that look, yeah, and all of a sudden you see him tear the front. I was like, oh fuck, and all of a sudden they just went. I'm like, oh, we're safe. But our only moment here, probably the most serious. Jean looked the entire movie. At least that dead serious, not serious if you're gonna play by my rules of train, but this is the dead serious. These assholes need to pay. Yeah. And there's that bird again. How many times have they zoomed in on this one particular bird? So I've noticed I don't know my birds, but this bird I think
he's supposed to be the bird.
What?
Yeah, it's the spirit of the hunter. If he's going to have the spirit of a warrior, the bird is a symbol. To me, it was a symbol of, the predator, always wins, gets the prey. He's there to hear the voices of the past in the temple complex, which eventually he really starts to. And I think the bird is the symbol. So maybe the other way to look at it is the bird is his guide. Pay attention to him, and you'll start to hear the voices, the voices from history here.
Okay.
But I think that was a symbol. I can't tell you exactly what it was a symbol of, but because it showed up twice, and birds like that are, you got to be really careful dealing with them.
Visual metaphors.
Right, exactly.
Read your classic literature.
And Davine Duckworth usually always has something really insightful to say. A bird represents the spiritual aspect of the training beyond the mere physical conditioning. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'd agree with that.
All right. Thank you, Davina. Always coming in with the wise comments as well. I like it. And I thought this is going to be the last for a man here, where he's just like, they gone too far. I actually thought he was not going to come back. If he did, maybe it would have been towards the end of the movie, hey, you beat him, man. No, his comeback is
the Adventures of Fort Phelan. What? You thought we killed the koala?
His comeback was actually vastly more superior than I would have ever thought it would be. the fact that he comes back and look at this movie the way he did in style, I was like, dude, sweet. It didn't bring it to the end because
he's an arms dealer.
Yes,
I mean, he's got to be dealing with on a regular basis some very, very dangerous people. So obviously he can take care of business, but he also knows he doesn't want to piss anybody off. So he's very diplomatic. I mean, with Sean, he's always like, tips his hat to him whenever he sees him, don't provoke him. But when it comes down to, what happened to her and the dog gets, the knife and the dog's injured and he knows that Sean is now been wounded by both of those events, he's like, nah, I can't let that go. And it turns his character from a cynical has-been to an operator here in Thailand, which I thought was great because, you didn't expect him to come out of the woodwork, but he does.
It's amazing how a very, very simple, like almost like, I guess you even say high school level, straightforward levels of a story this is, but there's a lot of small attention to great detail in such a simple, straightforward story. Because usually when something's this simple, it's kind of like simple in every stretch of the word, and that's fine because anyone who knows me knows I'm all about that in my movies. But when you actually do think about it, there are a lot of nice details to this. Like, oh, hey, that's actually kind of cool. Or, hey, I didn't notice that the first time. Oh, hey, there is actually more to his character, no Transformers pun, than meets the eye. It's really damn cool. And especially for Van Damme's movies, his movies kind of are, once again, Van Damme trope. They're kind of the embodiment of the simplest of the simple of the simple. He's kind of like basic math. Except this time he throws in a little bit of multiplication, division, just to shake the formula up a little bit. He's basic math. We're all good at it. We have fun with it because it's what we can all do basic math, and that's why we enjoy the blood sports and the lion hearts of the world. His dances are the 2+2s, but his extra layers in here, like the glass or Jean's character. That is where the multiplication division. I can't believe I just made mathematics work at Jean Claude Van Damme formula, but I think I just did. I never put that on my bingo cards for the year 2024.
I think that's the most math I've ever seen you do ever.
Yeah. Okay, folks. Next week, make sure you've read chapter 3. We're going to be doing algebra.
Chapter 3 for the. I'll give a spoiler alert. Our next week's flick, and I'll say what it actually is at the end of the show. But our next flick is going to be another Van Damme movie. So
no way.
that one will be required. You will have lots of homework for this. You'll have to write a paper like you did for your 800 colleges. You got to write a paper for this one, and there may or may not be a pop quiz for this one. So I will quiz you all because it's going to be my favorite Jean Claude Van Damme movie, my favorite. But we'll get to that at the end because this is a damn good fight.
Yeah.
As unrealistic as it is, I don't care. This is a damn good fight. I love this thing. And even though it's like, 8-9 minutes long, it feels like it's like 20 or 30 minutes. It is a freaking brutal fight. Like, I was just like, man, even the Attitude Era at its peak would have a hard time matching this type of fight. And the Attitude Era got pretty wild, like with freaking Undertaker choke slamming Mankind on freaking thumbtacks. This fight goes to some really pretty gnarly heights, and I love this fight. This should definitely be, as far as like, I don't know if you want to say top 80s action hero fights or top Jean Claude Van Damme fights or action movie fights. I mean, it definitely deserves a place. I mean, we all have our arguments and debates, 1 to 10 or 1 through 3, but this deserves to at least have a place in all those categories, whether it's in the top 5, top 10, top 20, 23, 50, whatever. It deserves a place in all of them because this fight is crazy. This is a street fight, man, with a little bit of kickboxing. Just to remind you that the movie's called Kickboxer. Just to let you know, there is an actual sport here, as dirty as it is. And we did do Hard Target already. We did do Hard Target, guys. So we have not done Universal Soldier yet. And Cavatino, you knock su cow, knock su cow, knock. I didn't think, no, when I first heard this name, I never thought anything of it. But in current year, this name would absolutely be reviled for the term white warrior.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But when you put it in that language, it does sound cool. It's got a good chant to it. Knock su cow. And I love how when his buddy comes back, he gets the crowd to instantly turn on Tong Po.
It's better than suck cock now, which it could be misinterpreted as.
Hey, don't tell Culture Castina now.
It's Thailand after all. You never know what they're going
to yeah. Most what we're looking for in Thailand.
Yeah, but that's
there's no sense in going off half-cocked.
Oh my God, the cock.
Favorite show.
Whoa! Whoa! That is
yum.
And now for the Van Damme trope number 900. Oh wow! They even blurred his.
The costume designer had a hard job with those loincloths.
Yeah.
Holy shots for that! I was like, wow, they did this obligatory. Because they're obviously that was a thing that they did at that time. Like, we got to show at least once. No, in this movie, you get several shots, and it's all in the third act in the spiciest fight yet. Seriously. Oh, this dude, the one dude gets hooked by his gonads. It's like,
oh no. Think Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah.
Oh no. That was a back door that he didn't know he had.
Oh damn, no. I seriously, this is like, I was like, I was actually kind of like worried. I actually was more impressed that once Kurt realized what he needed to do to win, the fact that he undid his own freaking finger gloves of the glass. I was like, bro, that's bold, man. That was bold. That makes his victory even more victorious, because the fact that he fucking Tong Po needed all the stuff. He had to rig this fight so hard, and nope, not enough. And man, does he get his ass, well, Gary, don't get excited here, but he definitely gets his ass pounded.
Oh, those weren't paintbrushes at all.
No. They were envelope openers.
Damn it.
It really was a Van Damme. Seriously, this fight was it's a good thing. It's a good thing Chris Rock wasn't in the background being like
tension of the rescue going on as well. This stuff intertwined.
And we got the rescue. Plus, by the way, if anybody remembers, the dog did survive.
Yes,
he's all
the
bandaged.
dog lives. There is no John Wick ending for the dog, thankfully. And the dog actually comes around to Kurt as well, because remember, the dog was the skeptic of Kurt initially. So even the dog has character development too.
It's all about the arcs, man, in your storytelling. All about the arcs.
Even the dog has one.
Even the dog has one.
Yeah.
No, and then here's our boy, man. He's coming in. Winston Taylor coming in. Oh, dude. This was not seriously the fact that they went for this as his coming back rather than show up at the end of the movie, just like, hey, I'm glad you got out and won. Way better. Because that's actually a non-trope. I will say that's a non-trope. Because that's usually what characters like that do. They either come back at the end or they come back near the end to congratulate the hero, the winner. No, he comes back in to freaking fight. It's great. That is a freaking awesome way of going by it. So
I fled my platoon in Vietnam, but I'm back.
Oh, he's not just back. He's thinking he's back. Oh, John Wick line.
This guy gets left
that
on the hook.
He looks excited about it, which is really weird, but okay.
He's off the hook.
Yeah. Yeah, that is for this guy to have been, ex Special Forces Vietnam. That M16 with a grenade launcher mounted under it is absolutely perfect for ruining a whole bunch of people's day.
I'm glad when they did this as the side story going on to the main fight, it didn't take away from the intensity of the main fight, because usually when you do that type of stuff, you do take that risk of making the fight feel with a little bit less tension. They knew that they had to do something massive if they were going to have to cover something else while this fight was going on simultaneously, because otherwise it would just kind of be pointless to show off anything else, really. Because luckily the brutality lined up too. I think the brutality is probably the big thing of it all.
Well, they got to get the brother back. And to just show up without any explanation for how they got him out and got him there wouldn't have made sense. I mean, it might have left more time to show the fight, but by intertwining them and then the whistle and, hey, look who's here. And all of a sudden it's like, okay.
You don't have to lose anymore. Win.
Literally the quote, gloves come off.
No, that was good. Man, for a bunch of puns we've been doing tonight.
That's not a pun. That was actually a good metaphor.
Sorry, metaphor. Puns and metaphors have been on tonight.
Because that's a visual metaphor. After that, and then he takes the gloves off, it is saying by proxy, that's it, the gloves come off. I love that. I didn't even catch that before, Redshirt. Good one.
Yeah. DShayable, we have not done Inferno, and we will inevitably. It'll probably be a bit before we do. We will have a bit of a Western phase coming up in the coming months, but we will definitely get to that. We will believe that.
What month is going to be Westerns?
I'm thinking maybe around like September, maybe. I'm thinking in September would be a good month to do them.
And then December will be Bond again, right?
And then November, we're going to do Bond again. We're going to do the last two Roger Moores, and we're going to do and then the two Timothy Dalton movies.
All right.
Because I did ask people. I remember I did a community post way back. I was should we skip the last two Roger Moores? I asked people, do you want these? I said we will go through it if we have 60% or more of the vote. It ended up being like 80%. I'm like, okay, that's a landslide. Yep. So we're gonna go all the way with more, and then we'll get you the two Daltons. So Roger Moore said it best.
There's no sense in going off half-cocked. My name is Bond. James Bond.
Yes, he did. But it wasn't his fault. It was his fault. Tom Paul's like, good fuck. I was like, oh, you bastard.
Oh, Sho Kosugi. Yeah, Oakley. I like Sho Kosugi.
It was his birthday yesterday, I think.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Yep.
True fan. That's good to know, Brian. Explains why we're friendly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Christopher Walken as a Bond villain. Yep. I'm going to make the argument that it doesn't count because it involves the R word. But I can see why someone would at least say that and joke around about that shit. But
what, rhubarb? Rhubarb. Did he rub another man's rhubarb? That's for all you Batman fans.
A View to a Kill. A View. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
A View to a Kill also is the first time to really cast an American as a villain, and it was Christopher Walken. I fucking love that.
Oh yeah.
I like
Mr. Bond.
Oh, hey, here's our bird again.
Yep. He is the bird now. He is the bird.
Yeah, he is.
but he's coming.
Wait.
I know.
Cut me, Mick. Cut me.
Yeah, cut me, man.
Cut me, Mick. Cut me.
Rocky. Adrian. Think he's
Oh,
gonna
cut
go
me, Mick.
crazy.
Cut me.
It's sad that Miley has to be Mick in this scene.
Oh, yeah.
Ain't gonna be no rematch.
Go beat him. Go beat him, Rock.
How does it stand up then? How does it stack up against the Rocky 1 fight?
Which one? 6?
Or Rocky 2 fight? This movie against those fights.
Ooh, I would say no. See, I'm still of the mindset that Rocky 4 is my favorite movie. And I still even think the fight in the 4th movie is, I wouldn't say the fight in itself is the top fight, but it's one of them. I would say probably the fight from the first movie is still the best fight. Maybe after that would be the fight against Drago.
How does this stack up against it?
I'd say it's right under the first fight.
It's
with
not far under.
Drago.
It's not far under.
Yeah, I would say
it's Van Damme's jazz hands. Anybody?
It's better than his fight with Tommy Gunn. It's better than his second fight with Apollo. It's better than his fights with Clubber Lang, but it doesn't match the Ivan Drago fight or the first Apollo fight. I'd say that. So it's better than a lot of them, but it falls slightly short under a few, which is fine because that's a good standard you want to be under. Because even the second fight with Apollo is still good. Even his comeback against Clubber Lang was good, but this fight was just like, and I'd say this fight, I'd even dare say this fight eclipses the one in They Live. And that was a damn good fight, too.
This is a way better fight than I think people remember.
Yeah.
This movie as a whole is better than people remember. Because I've talked to many friends of mine who haven't watched this movie in a while. Like, oh, that movie's okay. I'm like, it's kind of like The Expendables 1. People think of it as okay, but when we actually go back and watch it, and I know way better than you remember. Trust me. Yep. And I know many people who've gone back to Expendables and they're like, oh, holy crap. I didn't realize at the time. Yeah, Kickboxer is the same way.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to say that. She's like, yes, you're the best. Oh, yeah. Look at there's a muscle shot there to the right.
Yeah.
So which is gear, this one or Rocky?
Rocky 3.
Rocky 3 is way gear. I think.
Because Rocky 3 had the montage, and it was about them kind of growing up together. So that was all about the homoeroticism.
Doing the old moves there, the old moves.
Well, this is where he goes full blood sport.
Gender check.
He's unblinded blood sport here.
Gender check.
So yeah, I would call this the blood sport trope because he gets the comeback.
Yeah.
And he freaking starts whooping his ass. That's pretty much it. It's that. Oh,
Very play.
Those are some shots.
Oh, that's a good question, Che. We should look that up. I think that's important.
I think the loincloth dresser had the most important job.
Yeah.
Okay, time to fit the loincloth dresser. Where are you?
Gary did it for free.
And I used my mouth.
Gary actually paid to do
it. And again, I used my mouth. There was no sprayer.
Oh dear.
That's right. I embrace the gay. I go for it.
You're so gay, you're straight again. You've gone 360 degrees.
I've gone all the way back around.
Come all the way back around.
I think they refer to that as the full reach around.
Full reach around. You can reach around. You do the full reach around on yourself.
You become so gay, he went straight.
Wow. Even Reed Richards couldn't reach around like you, Gary.
Dear.
Oh, I do like this hit right here.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, man.
I think he's got him.
We hit on some hard spots there. Holy crap.
Hard.
Oh, is it
Real
another
hard.
Here we go. There's the ballet move.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, this kick.
Was it the kick that you're blown away by, or was it everything else that involved him kicking?
It's spinning, reversed, spinning, jumping, reverse roundhouse. It's ridiculous, dude.
But we knew it wasn't about the kick that you really liked that.
Oh no, it's the split. Come on.
Yeah, you're all about Splitsville.
We got to see the package.
Oh,
he hit him so hard he knocked off his Asian makeup.
That's right. You knocked him back into being Moroccan. Yes.
Yes.
Oh shit! I broke Nick again.
Holy crap!
And this is what he said when he did that.
Fuck you. That's my name.
I mean, he didn't do the balls. Oh, oh,
You're gonna need a new loincloth.
Oh.
Makeup.
It's a brilliant fight when you look at it.
Oh man, I can't.
It has that gladiatorial feel.
Yes,
the way they had him dressed, and it just felt like
right.
something primal.
I am Sharpicus.
You guys are sure I'm gonna kill.
You know they had to use gaffer's tape for that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, super wrestlers. Holy crud! Oh,
It's so good that Eric's going to walk again right now.
Oh.
Right, you know, it's like we need a miracle. It's not just the win, but a miracle.
Gets out of his chair.
I am healed.
The power of the loincloth has healed me.
Don Lou, I got to tell you something, man. What was that movie? Something from Russia or something? It was the dude from Lord of the Rings.
Ian McKellen?
No, the American with the long hair, broke his foot kicking a helmet. He did a movie where he's a Russian mobster. And they have
Viggo Mortensen, Eastern Promises?
Eastern Promises. Oh my
Eastern
fucking
Promises,
God, that bathhouse fight scene.
It's a great movie.
Horrifying.
Fantastic movie, that.
Oh, it's great film.
It's
but
a
that
Cronenberg,
bathhouse
isn't
scene,
it?
dude.
Isn't that a David Cronenberg?
Yeah, Cronenberg loves body horror. And for that, the body horror was having a knife fight with your dicks and balls hanging out. And I'm telling you, every guy watching that fight scene was like, just clenching.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite movies for sure.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
I've been trying to work Anima up to seeing it with me.
Oh, she hasn't been in the chat today. Is she all right?
Yeah.
She went to bed.
Okay.
She went to bed. She wanted to stay up and watch a little bit, but she fell asleep.
Okay.
You have that effect on her, Gary.
Well, she had a long day at work today.
Oh, she could be faking it, of course.
I can.
Gary has that effect on a lot of people.
You know, you've never really had the understanding of what you just said until I tell you about the time a girl fell asleep on me. Right in the middle of it. Right in the middle of it. Right in the middle of BJ started snoring. I shit you not. I was like 18. I'm like, hey, wake up, slap.
I don't mean to be stereotypical, but I do love some of the extras' names. Kong Long, that's a great name. And then Lee
Kong
Hung.
Long.
I like Lee Hung.
Leung Hoi Lung.
I mean, I know
Sang
names
Si Kwang.
I'm being stereotypical.
Oh my God! Wait, Messenger, Africa Chew. Africa Chew. That's the person's name. Bruce Law was one of the guards in the movie.
Tube in.
Tube in and tube out.
Yeah, it should.
You can see the difference in the time.
Tuffy Lau
so different,
or Toofy Lau. LAU.
Peter Chuchi Hung. What a name.
Wang Su Lung. That's a Wang So
Irene Lowe.
Long.
Oh, there's
Wei
one.
Hung Lo.
Enrico Rossi. He's definitely from Hong Kong.
Leon.
And then you get like
Moon.
some like American name like Bob Terwilliger or Todd.
Yvonne
You
Wong.
can see the difference in the Thai names. They've got such
Tommy
different
Chung.
language. Such different language. Yeah.
Holy crap.
They farted and woke the dog up. Well, you're supposed to blame that on the dog. You're blaming that on the dog, don't you?
Yeah, does that mean that he's dog blaming or victim blaming?
That's right, victim blaming. Yeah.
That's victim blaming.
The dog was called Poon, or was it the dog trainer was called Poon? Poon.
Poon? Really?
Poon.
George Shorts.
Ing.
Peter Gum.
Peter
Wiki
Gum.
Lung. Wiki Lung.
Wiki Lung.
Oh.
I'm sorry. everyone in
Gary
Hong
Fung.
Kong.
There's a Gary
Punch
Fung.
I thought I saw Punch on Whore.
Jacqueline Ho.
Poon.
Poon. There's Poon again. Yeah.
Still photographer, Poon. Yeah. His assistant
Poon
was Tang.
That's right.
Tang and Poon.
What do you want to
Tang.
drink? Tang. Give me a Tang.
Towie.
This is such
Bang.
terrible,
Just bang.
terrible.
Bang. See, at this point, Van Damme and older package regular word acknowledged. Gary should update the IMDb page and give us due credit. Oh.
Damn Euler. Yeah.
What's up, Bryce? I don't know. I'm conflicted on that. It's hard. But I respect anyone who feels. Oh, it is a rock hard call for me to make. Oh. Oh.
Nope. Yeah.
All right, chat. Load up your scores. Slide those scores in. Your toxic scores. I saw a few faces here who seem to be from newer shows recently. Thank you for coming back, by the way. Yeah, we do toxic scores at the end of the night, and I tend to read them really fast. So if you want to rate this movie out of 1 to 10 on how toxic it is, you're welcome to join the rest of the regulars who do it, and the regulars will show you how it's done. So after you regulars, and I'll let the panel sound off with their rock hard choices, and I will let Gerry give it to us long, strong, and hard.
Mine's going to be a little oiled up too. Look, I give this film, I think a proper 8.5 to 9 on toxicity because, she is not the hero of the story, and she's kind of there to support the hero. She's kind of a little badass on her own, but the fact is that's what her character is there. So I think it's a little toxic there. And I think the whole making a white guy an Asian bad guy is just really fucking toxic as hell. The kind of toxicity I fucking love and wish we would get more of today. So I give it about an 8.5. And let's see, as far as the film goes, it's not written very well. It's got all the tropes. It's got all the things you kind of want in a film like this. So yes, I enjoy the crap out of this film. I would not give it a high score in quality. I would just say this is a fun fucking movie. Great popcorn flick. And if you like martial arts movies, this is one of the top ones to get to watch. I put it in the top 10 of my favorite martial arts films.
Ooh, okay. I like that.
Oh, from the 80s. Sorry.
Oh, from the 80s.
I needed to qualify that from the 80s because I do.
On a Tuesday. On a Tuesday.
Possibly early Wednesday. That's my scores.
All right. All right, red shirt. Now that Gary stuck it in, it's your turn.
Yeah, you get sloppy seconds.
You beat me to it, damn it.
Not just sloppy, but floppy seconds.
Yeah.
Floppy seconds.
Oh man, that was limp. No, I love the training montage in this. I just find the humor in it and his dry Xian's dry humor. Just he's not taking any shit from anybody. He knows that you want to train, you do it my way. And what little martial arts training I've had 2 different senseis who were both pretty damn close to that. This is how I explain. This is how I teach. If you don't like it, you can find another dojo and find another sensei. Bye now. And it gives you the background. It gives you the story. It is a great motivation. But I agree with Gary. It's not a great. I mean, it's written well at times. There are some subtleties. There are some things that add to the movie beyond the obvious action, but there's not enough of that. It doesn't all really hold together. It really is a popcorn movie. It's a lot of fun. There are a few things to spot in it when you rewatch, but as far as toxicity goes, I mean, the bad guys are as bad as they can be. They do the worst thing they can possibly do to to Miley in order to get inside, Kurt Sloan's head. They kidnap his brother and threaten.
All the tropes are there. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, but they've raised the stakes so high, you at least understand why he's taking the fall for the first 3 or 4 rounds. But when they finally pull him out, and Winston, of course, just absolutely comes to the fore at the end there to help rescue Eric. Suddenly you're rooting for Winston, whereas before he was almost comic relief. And basically you always wonder, what the hell is Winston up to, because he seems almost to be an accidental character. Kurt basically falls in his lap to meet him for the first time. But they made the bad guys as bad as they possibly could, and they're as toxic as they can be in order to justify the revenge motive for Jean Claude Van Damme's character. So basically, I would say this is a 9 on toxicity. They don't hold anything back. Yes, they took a Moroccan and they made him into a Thai kickboxer. What's next? They're going to turn a Japanese actor into a Chinese person
because they didn't have a Moroccan roll. Roll. Okay, never mind.
Now that's a good pun. That's a good pun. I like that.
That was a good pun. What we need more is Moroccan rolls. But yeah, I give it a 9 because they didn't. It's obvious they just didn't care about anything today that would be called toxic.
They stabbed the dog, for God's sakes.
Yeah. It just, they don't make it explicit, but we know what he did to Miley. So,
you want me to break my leg, red shirt?
Yeah. Kick the tree.
And I want to point out something that you said too. It kind of reminds me of The Patriot, where they just kind of went overboard. It's like they didn't kill one son, they didn't kill 2 sons, they killed 3 sons to get him angry enough to fight a Revolutionary War battle. And that's sort of what they kind of do. They went over the top with everything. We're going to steal your brother. We're going to stab your dog that chases you with the meat on you. We heard about that. That's weird. And then I'm going to, I'm going to boo-foo your girlfriend, and it's like, what? Man, they went over the top.
Yeah, they did. So yeah, it's a fun movie. It's popcorn.
Okay.
Not much more.
All right. I'm going to blaze through these scores, acknowledge the super chat. And I'm going to pass it on to 70s for me to give it a final knock around. Oakley, 10 out of 10 toxicity. This film, well toxic, is clearly made for the gays. Chopping it scored by 1.5. Should it enhance it by 2 points? I don't know about that, Oakley. But I appreciate your honesty. Vince says 7.3. Dark Shadow Logan, 8. Thank you, Dark Shadow. Good to see you. Shadow Chaser, fighting, male energy, well-written female character. I agree on that. Xi'an was a great female character. 9 out of 10. Matthew Marzillo, 8 out of 10 for a male loincloth tree whittling, spine crunching, Van Damme split dancing time. Dude, that's like a Ric Flair promo right there. 8 out of 10 for male loincloth tree whittling, spine crunching, Van Damme split dancing toxicity. I think I just did it myself. Anonymous Gamer, 9 out of 10. Keely Cho, toxicity 9. Commenting is dangerous. 8. San on crate. Any JCVD gets fewer toxicity just for the homoerotic subjects. I disagree. It gets more in our book. Juggalo Death Talk. 7.8 toxicity. Kind of a mid-story, but it doesn't need to reinvent the wheel. So 7.5 for story greatness and an extra point for the knife fight. Straight up.
Yeah, just to defend that, by the way.
Go ahead.
Gay porn is so toxic, there are no women in it.
Wait a minute. Define woman.
I didn't know Gerry could figure out what
I can't do that these days and age. Well, I'll get canceled.
Archie Godzilla 81. To me, Bloodsport does what this movie tries to do, but better. Ooh, but 6 out of 10 kicks to the face. Ooh, I like that. Cavatino Cavalryman Che, 9.5 coconuts like toxicity for a white martial arts fighting in a country full of brown people. Noxu Cow greatness.
That's a big important point.
That's a big one, yeah. Phantom Outsider, 8 out of 10 toxicity. They allow non-Asia to play an Asian. Now, nope. Would they allow the brothers porn stash and allow the miracle recovery of the brother? No, yeah. Thank you, Phantom. You're getting that. Phoenix 908. The 15 out of 10 JCVD ball swing free for all to say. And Jonathan Caroy, 8.5 toxicity. And do I got any more? All right, I think I got them on. Okay, now is a super chat. Commenting is dangerous for $5. Says, what is the most toxic movie you've ever reviewed on here? Crocodile Dundee. I think that honor is gonna have to go to Showdown in Little Tokyo. Is my, I think if that's not it, it's one of them. Obviously, Blazing Saddles is one of them, but I mean, come on, you're gonna get a scene with Tia Carrere telling Dolph Lundgren she heard him coming. He has the biggest, most ridiculous, obnoxious smile on his face ever.
That time, I heard you coming.
I'm not sure you could say that line really.
Did it sound like a jet engine?
I felt like Dolph Lundgren's smile completed that. The fact that he's just like,
Take 60.
You can do another take of that if you want. We're walking to do more takes. I got nowhere to be. Oh, it's hard to say. Hard. But it's
you have the right to be dead.
What a great explosion. You have the right to be.
Right, Dolph gets Tia and he gets the blowjob. Brandon gets the blowjob.
I always said there was a rare moment in life where there was a movie that was a repeat for Toxic Tuesday. Showdown in Little Tokyo would be that rare repeat. Seriously, because that movie's on a whole other level of its own.
Yeah.
All right, 70s. Go ahead and do your score.
Well, that's excellent movie, though. I mean, brilliant movie. Toxicity. Well, I was up and down about this one. I actually think it's pretty toxic with the things that people have pointed out in the chat. You know, the white guy winning the battle. The fat guy he's fighting isn't even an Asian. It's Moroccan. The loincloths alone are worth a couple of points, I think. There's a couple of good points in the loincloths, I would say. So at the end of the day, there's all sorts of other stuff in there that probably wouldn't fly now. So I think it's a good 9 out of 10 for toxicity, I have to say.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Well, then I guess I will go in all the way with my score of what I want to do for Sorry, my brain blanked out. I'm gonna go with 8.5 for toxicity.
Oh, same as me. Gotcha. Yeah.
This movie had a guy who went by the nickname White Warrior being chanted by Thai people repeatedly. And we can't forget Kurt's brother. He smacked the girl's ass at the hospital, and her co-worker laughed at it. She laughed. And then, of course, the third act not only had a badass fight, but the outfits that Tong Po and Kurt Sloan were wearing had lots of baby oil and a lot of very specific angles done for the female and Mad Mardigan gaze. And both gazes were very, very pleased. Quite bigly. So yeah, I'm going to go to 8.5 for toxicity. This movie definitely, and what I'll be very quick as far as Corey's storytelling. The idea of it is very, very high school level, but the execution of it is someone who has a lot of experience. Of saying, I'm going to take this super simple idea, but I'm going to add a lot of layers and details to it, from the character development to the action, of course, and to some of the metaphors and puns of the movie. And that's done with a movie that is a Jean Claude Van Damme greatest hits of tropes on top of it. So this movie is absolutely freaking awesome. And it definitely is worthy of the accolades of great action and great martial arts movies and great Jean Claude Van Damme movies as well. So it deserves a place in a lot of categories. Oh, did I mention the badass fight at the end? I mean, come on. Anyways, guys, that has been Kickboxer. But next week, we're going to go all in. We're going so deep. I don't think we'll ever be able to come out ever again. And the only way we're ever going to be able to come out again is when we have to brace for double the impact, with double impact next week. So, Gary, you better keep your butt wide open, because we're going in wide.
Double Penetration was the movie he was hoping for.
It's going to be so wide open. When I pass gas, it'll just sound like wind.
I can't.
Stop trying to break Nick.
Yes, double the Van Damme, double the ass of Van Damme as well.
Buns versus buns.
Yeah, right.
I heard this in the Creed vein, where Creed had it sung about with arms wide open, but Creed with cheeks wide open.
Cheeks wide open. Sounds like something Tom would put together.
Yes.
Anyways, yes, double impact next week. We all know it's going to be huge. We all know it's going to be diabolical.
Huge.
I mean, it's going to be fantastic. It's gonna be the best. I mean, we know these things, but we're gonna say anyway because it's fun to say, and I don't pass the opportunity to talk about how something is gonna be great. It's just who I am. So with that all said, and Stephen Mack has a member comment, says, who's been a member for more than 1 month. Thank you, Stephen. Says Eastern Condor movie trailer on YouTube. The fight scenes in this are badass. I don't think I've actually seen that one, but you know what? I will consider it. I will do my homework on that one.
I don't remember seeing that. No.
I don't recognize the name.
I do appreciate it. 2, yeah, right. You get 2 JCVD for the price of 1. There's a reason it's double the impact. And I don't know if Gary's asshole.
I also like his movie Replicant. It was a fun little sci-fi film.
Oh well, Gary's ass is gonna be double teamed. So that we know is pretty much like a fact of life.
Not the first time it'll have taken a pounding. That's all I got to say.
Oh fuck!
I like trying to break Nick. It's fun.
All right. Anyways, chat. Double impact next week. We're gonna let these men plug their plugs on the way out. And I'll plug my plug last. So we'll start off with 70s. He gets to be the cleanest one tonight.
Plugs. Yeah, well, yesterday we had a very satisfying show on Death Race 2000. the 1975 Death Race.
Nice.
Not the later one. It was good fun. That was a lot of laughs. So that was check that out. Yeah, there'll be the usual stuff this week. Thursday Night Throwdown, maybe a bit of Midnight's Edge After Dark. Saturday, there will be a bourbon and boarding because these two freaking teams, the Panthers and Oils, refuse to win this damn Stanley Cup, and we can't end the series until that thing's over. So I wish one of them would hurry up and finish it. And then next Monday on my channel, I think we're going to be talking about Rock and Roll High School, the Ramones. That's the consensus amongst my panelists is Rock and Roll High School should be the topic of next Monday's show, because we did mention it, and there's connections to Death Race 2000 with some of the performers and so on. So, so that should be a lot of fun.
All right.
Check it out now.
Nolly, thank you for being here, sir. I'll see you tomorrow as well. And thank you for picking up on the pace for tonight. I know, obviously,
thank you to Mark for doing the images in the first place. Yeah, ripped the images. Yeah.
But you arrived on a situation and you adjusted, and because of you, we get to be long, hard, and strong going into tomorrow. So, and
Mon plaisir.
Go sub to 70s' channel, please. Eric K, thank you for plugging our man plugs in the chat. We have places where things get plugged. And now, Gerry, nice hat.
Well, thank you. And I shared my screen, so you can share my screen. I can show what we're doing.
Oh yeah. You actually have a screen of relevance.
Yeah, here we go. We're going to be tomorrow afternoon. We're going to be talking about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And then on Friday, we will be discussing Three Body Problem, the Netflix series.
Oh, I might try and make that then. I might try and make that.
I'm hoping you will. And then Saturday, Tom and I are doing Beverly Hills Cop 2.
Ooh.
And then the following Tom and Gerry will do Beverly Hills Cop 3 to celebrate the release of Beverly Hills Cop 4.
Nice. So there is a connection between Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Death Race 2000, in that the race announcer in Death Race 2000 was a real life DJ called Don Steele, the real Don Steele, famous in LA in the 60s
and they
70s.
play him on the show.
They play him in Brad Pitt's car. He's
Yeah.
playing on the radio. You hear his clips. So there's a connection.
That was him?
Yeah. That's Don Steele.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
So I didn't know that until I was researching Death Race 2000 to do it. I said, that guy is in Tarantino used him.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, there's another connection in that Tarantino dedicated Death Proof to one of the writers of Death Race 2000. God, what was his name? Shit, it's gone now. Charles B. Griffiths, that's it. Actor as well in a lot of Roger Corman stuff like Little Shop of Horrors, but Tarantino dedicated Death Proof to him. So some connections for you.
I still want to brag about something, just this little tiny thing. I did my episode of Military Monday about Audie Murphy's film To Hell and Back. It is approaching 50,000 views at this point.
Oh, really good. Well
It keeps
played.
climbing.
Yeah, nice.
Nice, dude. That's incredible.
Very good.
Is that like your highest viewed video on the channel?
YouTube keeps me behind a dam but every once in a while something will slip out, and all of a sudden a ton of people will see it.
Well, that's
because
great,
I've been
mate.
shadow banned for 3 years, and I'm getting ready this coming week. I'm going to be paying some more what do you call them? Google ads to stop them from hurting us all the time. And we'll see. You watch our numbers will go up suddenly.
Hope so, mate. Hope so.
Oh, that's fantastic, man. I'm happy for you.
You gotta beat them at their game, man. You gotta beat them at their game.
Hey,
but, anyway, thanks
if
for having me.
anyone man can lube it up, even to Google, it's you.
Did you say beat them while they're gay? Beat them while they're gay? Did you say?
Yeah.
So I thought that's what you said.
Embrace the gay. Hold on for dear life. Don't let go, because That's when things start hurting.
Bottoms up.
All right, Gary, thank you, sir, for being here. I'm so glad you came, and I hope I see you again soon.
Did you hear me coming?
That time, I heard you coming.
It's been a very fulfilling show with you around, and guys, go sub to Geary at Pop Culture Minefield. Redshirt, do you have any plugs you want to fill in?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to joining Gary and Tom on Saturday to talk about Beverly Hills Cop 2. And let's see, we'll start a betting pool on how many words I get in edgewise between those two guys on a show about that movie.
I get quiet around Tom. I really do.
Yeah.
Because one, he knows so much shit, and I just feel like a fucking idiot half the time. You know.
Yeah.
But I love Tom, and I like doing that show with him twice a month.
Yeah, that should be fun. If nothing else, I'll sit down, hit my mute button, and learn something.
When Tom's talking to you, you're going to be learning shit. That guy
I know.
absolutely outshines Keith and I on, especially specific films like Beverly Hills Cop. He just knows everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I guarantee you, he'll know the brand of banana that went up the tailpipe.
Yes.
Yeah, was it Del Monte? No, it was what is it, Chiquita Banana, whatever that fucking thing was.
Yeah. Yep.
He just knows. No, thank you, Redshirt, for being here as well, sir.
Thank you as always.
You as always. So chat. Sometime by week's end, I'll have my extremely late, but I don't give a fuck review of Yaira #1, and that will be out. And I will also have this Friday night, we have renamed our comic shop show now to Clobby's Comic Shop.
That's nice.
Episode 1. So that will be the name of the show going forward, in remembrance for our friend. And tomorrow, of course, I'll be at Midnight's Edge After Dark Thursday night. And lastly, but not leastly, tomorrow night for a special rise to the occasion, I'll be hosting on this channel, because it's my channel, the 2K stream. Because I hit 2K subs. We were going to do it last Saturday, but I went against it because it felt very weird and inappropriate to do something like that so soon after what happened with Clobby. And I postponed it.
By the way,
what?
I'm keeping the name because he gave me that name, Gerry.
Gay Jerry?
Gerry?
Gerry.
Gay Gerry. Gerry was given to me.
Gerry Pokery. Gerry Pokery.
Gerry Poperi. But I love
to see you tomorrow, man. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Appreciate it. No. Tomorrow night, 2K, I'm going to actually post it in the chat. So that way you can click on the link to set your reminders in the link below. Or you can even click on watch later. It'll pop up then. So yeah, 2K substream tomorrow night, 9:15 Central. You'll probably see some of the Dix Division guys, some of the Clobby's Comic Shop guys, some of the Midnight's Edge After Dark guys. You'll see a lot of faces. You'll see some of the Toxic Tuesday guys will be on here as well, and maybe a few other fun surprise faces will pop up as well. Yeah, I was. Yeah, you were literally 2K. That was literally. Yeah, that was a week and a half ago. You were literally this guy here with the 2,000 subs. So yeah, you gotta be here, man. Come bring it full circle. But yes, other than that, next week, Double Impact, Toxic Tuesday, more Jean Claude Van Damme than anyone's ass can ever handle. You will all have a magically superb evening, and as this stream closes out, it will redirect you to my buddy Price of Reasons channel. Thank you again for the super chat and the member chats, guys. I will hopefully see you all tomorrow night for the 2K stream. Let's party bigly tomorrow night. All right. Thank you very